Alright. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the Too Easy tournament. I'm here with Salmi Nomi tonight, helping me color cast. Hello.
Hello there.
Tonight we're gonna be seeing Funny Project Academy going up towards Baset. Oh yeah, and you can see the rosters on screen right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have any early thoughts about the game here?
So, I'm the new blood of the pack here, as you guys know. First time on the scene. So, I'm thinking that I have no predictions. It's going to be purely map dependent. I'm going to want to see where we're running to first, and from there I could probably get a better analysis. But as far as the meta is going right now, in fact, more likely to see double shield and dive. Is that really the case?
I think that's what we're gonna be seeing. Yesterday, the match that we saw yesterday, there was a lot of ball comp being run. We're running ball comp versus ball comp. So we'll see if that's gonna be the case tonight as well. It's also, of course, very map dependent. I mean, Brawl is still being played on some maps. It really just depends on which one we're gonna be running. So for the first one, we're gonna see Busan. A lot of different comps are run on this map. We're probably gonna see some 6-man and some ball comp, but there's also the mecha base. We can probably see Brawl versus Brawl on mecha base. It's gonna be interesting.
We could see it there, but if one team or the other is feeling a bit funky with it, they could be running their own 6-man with the ball, or just typical dive, because Mecha Base has that ability to do so with the high and low ground surrounding the point.
Absolutely, it's gonna be fun to see.
Oh yes.
We should be on in just a minute here. Yeah. All right. So we are. Oh yeah.
Sanctuary.
Sanctuary. Right. I forgot for a second there. We're gonna see Sanctuary. So it's we're most likely gonna see a ball comp versus ball comp. Usually very standard on this map.
Is that so? Now, inform me. Are we looking at crossplay here? PC users, console users? What are we working with?
It's gonna be PC versus PC here. Pretty high level play, most likely. Don't know what the average SR of these teams are, but it's Division 2 for this tournament, or Division 2, I think. Yeah.
Intriguing.
So, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see indeed. And it looks like you called it right on the point. The only difference being we have a Sigma that we're working with here. It seems that they are trying to keep distance with Sigma, and from there just have ball dive on in with the target and Tracer to follow up with it.
It's going to be interesting to see Arc on the Sigma here. I know from earlier experience that Arc is very strong on the Sigma. So.
And just as you were
we got an early pick.
Picking out Miku.
Miku gets picked off early here, but we do see Funny Project have a bit more space towards the point here, but Void also gets picked off. Yeah, they just slowly seem to be getting picked off. Phobos goes down as well. As we saw, yeah, we saw a lot of aggression there from Funny Project Academy, but didn't seem to pan out for them.
No, not this time around, and sometimes that's how these points go. So what you want to be doing, if you have to play for recapture here with this exact setup, is that you're going to be trying to dive targets, separate them out, and from there, follow up.
That's exactly what we're seeing here, but the ball seems to go down early, and so does Miku again. These early picks seem to be going... Yeah, it doesn't seem to be going super well for Funny Project Academy, but it's 2 fights down here. We'll see what happens next.
Yeah,
oh, they're going for these aggressive picks. Let's hope they don't overextend too much, but it seems to be okay.
Oh, but little did they know who lurking around in the back line is trying to reclaim the point. They were able to turn it during that amount, and were able to clock up 16%, which is 16% that Baset did not get to work with.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really good from Funny Project here. We could, even though they lost these initial fights, we still saw some progress being made on the objective, and it looks like they're about to capture again, but it does get recontested, so this fight might be very deciding here. We do have some ults coming up as well. Funny Project is trying to engage onto the point here, and we see a soldier ultimate being used. We also see the Transcendence go out from Baset's side. But it does seem to be turning in Baset's favor again, like we've seen before.
Yep. So what they're doing right now is they're actually focusing on tempoing their ults. They're not using them all at once because they're trying to make sure they time it out in order to separate the teams and just make sure they can get enough damage in. They'll only use everything if they are truly forced to. We're coming up on about the last fight here, and Hoot is the first to fall to G4.
We get a pick on Baset here. This could be crucial to win the fight, absolutely. And ults are going out. We see Rally going out, as well as Transcendence going out from Funny Project Academy. That's what we were talking about, tempoing the ults. They got to use the ults a bit later on. It looks like they claimed the point from being sparing with their ults.
Yep, that's the name of the game, is that ult economy. As long as you keep it, maintain it, you usually have the advantage here. Even if you have to face 4 to 5 of them right in your face, you can live through it and win the fight if you just keep your patience.
Absolutely, yeah. We're seeing the Tracer trying to go for some early picks here from the Funny Project Academy, but doesn't seem to be getting a lot of value. Is pressuring the ball a little bit already. Oh, and picks are flying from both sides already. Arc goes down, but he'll not before he gets a pick on the soldier. But yeah, Funny Project Academy seem to be recapturing this. They get a pick on the Hanzo as well, and yeah, Baset are retreating back into their spawn.
Well, I mean, what other options do you have here when you lose your first couple? Now you gotta figure out, is it worth going in like this and just staggering yourselves? And the answer is no. If you stagger yourselves, you're only going to be hurting yourselves in the long run.
Yeah, Baset swap out the Hanzo for a Sombra as well. Could be to gain some control over the health packs. Oh yeah, Hoot goes down. Oh yeah, Funny Project Academy seem to be getting these crucial picks early on, which we saw them having issues with earlier, but Miku does go down. I think Baset is looking to retreat either way, even though they get an early pick there, but that could be helpful to stagger the enemy team a little bit before the fight.
That it can be. We do see here they're going to try to make a last-minute touch. Mines coming on out. They're able to knock up the team in the air, and the first pick is going to be on Kraith. Micro finding it. They do have a pulse in hand, so they can use that whenever they want. Dude finding G4, and the Transcendence comes on. Funny Project Academy. Dude's able to find one more, make that a 4th.
Wow, that was really, really good from Hoot there. He gets a 5th kill even. Yeah, I think those mines were crucial to win the point in the end, and they seem to secure them. Baset seemed to secure the point either way. Really saw a lot of we saw the tide swinging back and forth a little bit, but it seems to be going in Baset's favor so far.
Ooh boy, I'm excited. We're here on Mecha Base now. I'm expecting to see Brawl here.
Yeah, it's gonna be Brawl versus Brawl.
Let's go.
Yeah, very standard, except for a Doomfist being run on Baset's side.
Interesting.
Could be interesting to see him swapped out for the Mei early on.
It may be a comfort pick. We did see earlier that, just through a little grapevine rumorage, that Explodes does like to play the Doom.
Yeah, exactly like you said, it might not actually be the ideal pick, but might work better for them either way. Brawling early on here, but no picks seem to be found from either side. Exclose is looking for a pick. Oh, and the Lucio goes down, but so does McCree for Baset. So they've traded here, and yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of aggression. And Kraith goes down, and Exclude goes down as well. We just see these picks being traded back and forth, but I think it's gonna turn out well for Baset here, since they did pick out the main tank. Yeah. Oh, Funny Project Academy do capture the point though.
That they do. See, what happened is that Diva lurked around and just sat on the point, so they got the capture first. And right now it's really hurting them because Hoot's feeling afraid. He's realizing there's no team with him, and he's losing shield and health. They're coming on in with a full force, and the assault is just running. Now can they keep a hold of it?
Oh, Kraith goes down. It's like we saw in the fight earlier as well. Oh, that Shatter goes out but doesn't find any value. Trying to swing on the Diva. Yeah, they're targeting the Diva here. Might be an important pick here early on. Oh, but the Mei ult is going out. It seems like they're trying to recover this either way without a main tank. But the main tank is back on point. Diva ult goes out from Arc. Finds Void. But not much else. But it looks like Baset recovered the point either way here.
Yeah, but at what cost?
Yeah, exactly. Like we saw them basically win the first fight, but that capture from Void really seemed to be crucial for Funny Project Academy to get 50%.
It was, because when you have control of the point, as you see here, you're able to just take command of the fight.
Yeah, Micro goes down early even though he used his ult. And Exclose also goes down. Yeah, it looks like Funny Project Academy are recovering this really well. Seems like that initial point loss hasn't affected them a lot. They recaptured the point with 48% already.
That they do. I want to point out that this team specifically was struggling earlier on Sanctum with their sort of Ball Sigma dive composition. In comparison, Mechabase, they seem to have full control of it, so we might be looking at a Brawl style team here.
Yeah. We'll have to see as the match pans out, obviously, but picks are flying left and right here. It seems like Funny Project Academy do have an advantage here in the picks either way. Diva's looking for an off angle on the left there, but yeah, we'll have to see if Bastet can pick this back up. The BAP ult does fly out, but doesn't seem to get a lot of value. Shatter gets blocked from Kraith, that's very good.
Yeah, but watch out, I think we're gonna see a
bomb goes out. Yeah. Micro goes down also.
Seeing here, the bomb came on out. Void was able to find one, but the bomb from Baset finding no one. Shatter coming on out. It's massive. Takes out the Reinhardt. Explode finding the pick on Phobos. But Miku and Tom, who I am specifically, along with Cray, finding the picks in return. They're holding this point. They're making sure they have a dream to fight for, and they're not letting go of it.
It looks like the point's gonna go to Funny Project Academy here. Bastet really did do a good job here trying to hold it back, but that ult from Kraith was just massive. Turned the fight around completely. I think without that, the point would not have been won at all.
And you know what? I think we're going to be seeing Brawl here on this third map of Downtown.
Yeah, it really is. We can't really see. Oh, maybe. It looks like they're swapping to 6-man either way, but... or we'll see. Kraith doesn't seem to be swapping.
Yep. Because
Bastet...
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Exactly. Yeah, Bastet seem to be going for... yeah, they seem to be going for a 6-man type composition here, yeah. Symmetra early on to teleport out of spawn, I assume. But yeah, both teams are going on 6-man, so we haven't seen this matchup quite yet from either of these teams, so we'll see how it turns out. Micro swaps back to the Tracer, of course. Bastet though do seem to get the health pack hack early. Don't seem to be finding any picks though, and Funny Project Academy retreated back to the point. Micro is taking some damage, but no picks have been going out just yet. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah. See, biggest thing here is it was great they took control of that Mega. That is the first thing you gotta do in this sort of fight. Following that, then it's control the point. And as we see, Funny Project takes it.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah. Like you were saying, the Mega going out there forced Funny Project Academy to go back to the point early on, and it seems like they weren't going there on their own terms, you know. So yeah, it doesn't. They seem to be struggling here a bit. And Kraith goes down. Arc is also gone down. It's very equal here. It's impossible to see who'll win, but it looks like Bastet might be clinching this one. Yeah, Void goes down, and they seem to recapture the point.
So biggest thing here for Baset, yes, they wanted to capture the point. In comparison, what the Tracer was doing, that we were seeing, Micro, they were trying to just play the flank angles. So what Funny Project Academy has to do here with their jumps in, they got to make sure they create space, but also check their flank because there's a Sombra lurking around and EMP is ready. If they've been tracking the alt economy, they should know this.
Oh, EMP goes out from Baset early on. We seem to get a pick on Kraith immediately, but they get a pick back on Hoot. Yeah, it's both main tanks go down, but it seems like number 1 Bunkers also goes down. Phobos dies. It's very equal here. Picks are flying left and right. Diva Bomb goes out, doesn't find any value, but Sombra goes down as well for Bastet.
They do the Coalescence, trying to find value and keep the team alive along with it. That's all it's doing at the moment because their first pick comes out onto Hoot thanks to Tom. If we're able to see any more, we'll see possibly the point flip because it's currently in favor of Bastet's control. Death Blossom online, they do find Little Busty Man, and they're able to keep control of this point now. It's over towards Funny Project Academy.
Yeah, Funny Project Academy seem to have recovered the point here. It's like we saw in the first map. They let go of the point in the beginning, but seem to recover it towards the end. We'll have to see how the point turns out. It's very equal in these fights. We've seen to get picks going back and forth, usually on the same heroes, but it seems like they're looking for an EMP here, and the EMP goes out, combines with a Blossom, and Who Am I finds 4 picks immediately. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's what we like to see here. The ults being comboed and everybody just dies. Isn't a lot Bastet can do about that sort of aggression.
Well, they actually could have done something about that, arguably. The biggest thing is to zone yourself. If you are going to expect an EMP, make sure your Lucio Mora does not get caught in it. And right now we see Exclose whipping out their own EMP. The Coalescence comes on them to keep the team alive. G4 Void finding the picks, but the bomb trading back Who I Am. Who am I should say.
Miku does get a pick on the... Yeah, Miku gets a pick on Micro back though. Yeah, it's looking like this point might go to Funny Project Academy as well if Bastion are not able to touch, but they do have some time to touch the point here. Pack goes out on the Monkey though.
And
he's up in the air.
I was barely able to make the touch. Now Funny Academy is really going to have to find the picks here, otherwise they must give up the point.
Yeah, Bastet do get an early pick on the Diva. Who Am I also goes down, but so does... Oh yeah, both Sombras are going down for both of the teams. Monkey ults are flying. Yeah, it really is one of these brawls that you see with a 6-man.
Yeah, but it's still fighting. They're still hoping, and the point does turn. Now the question is, will there be enough time to make it back to point?
Yeah.
This composition here that we're going to be seeing is tempo. Right now we're looking to come up towards 80%, leaving about 20 seconds left on the clock for them to make their touch. And once they do, everything's in. Poker chips, push them all in. You're going to try to go in with the full house here. And we're seeing that Winston barely able to get out alive. Coalescence coming online and they activate it. So it's going right for the point. Does find the pick onto the Lucio and 2 with the Diva Bomber
picks from Void here. Yeah, Void has really been performing really well here. We've seen a lot of picks go out from their bombs. Yeah, they seem to have been crucial to a lot of the fights. Yeah, this was great work we've seen here from Funny Project Academy, and the first map does seem to go to them.
It does, but let's go right on back. Take a look at this play here, performed by Hoot. No one else to name the man. This little rat, as he is best known as, finding the kill onto G4 along with the Brig and the Tracer, who I think unfortunately had walked into a mine.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that map was really interesting. That both of the teams seem very equal here in this match. The picks were flying back and forth, and the point was going back and forth. But the first map goes to Funny Project Academy. Yeah, I wonder what we'll be seeing next for a map. But do you have any thoughts on what comps could be ran from either of the teams on next map?
Well, it's dependent on the specific map. Let's say we're going to Escort next, right? We see both teams, they like to run their dive. We saw one team very strong with a brawl, so they may choose let's go, for example, a choice of Gibraltar or Dorado. Both dive maps, but one can utilize it better.
Junkertown.
Junkertown. So we're going to be probably seeing a lot of sniper sightlines taken advantage of here, and maybe even the use of double shield.
Yeah, I think it really is gonna go down to it's gonna come down to the DPS here. I think if either team finds an advantage in their hit scan DPS lineup, I think that's gonna be crucial to get the victory with the long sightlines on Junkertown.
Yep. So that's the biggest thing about this is that you actually cannot run the dive. You should not, I should say. You can, but you should not. Because first point especially, Ball's worst nightmare. You only have so many places you can grapple to and get in and out of, so you're really just sticking around the buildings or the edges of them. And that can get you killed if you get caught out of place.
Yeah, absolutely. It's gonna be yeah, we're probably gonna be seeing some sort of double shield being ran from either of the teams here. It's gonna be interesting to see what the attackers run since that is a bit up in the air. Varies a bit, but definitely some sort of a double shield to support the snipers from the defenders.
Yep. I would my prediction of comp lineup, I'm gonna go with DPS first. We're probably going to see a Cassidy and a Hanzo. Or replace the Cassidy with a Widow for double sniper. Otherwise, we may see an Ash Pocket with the Mercy and a Ana or Bab. It's really up to the team's discretion. From there, it's either double shield or a bit of bunker comp. Bunker as in Orisa Hog.
Yeah, I think we've been seeing a lot of the Mercy Ash combo over Widow being picked recently. It's going to be interesting to see if they run with a Widow. Obviously, Widow has the easy one taps on all squishies basically, but a damage boosted Ash is a force to be reckoned with, absolutely.
Oh yes, I've put myself in the position of sitting in front of a tracer and one tapping them mid blink, and the amount of rage could not be described in enough time that the chat gives you.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Let's hope that the teams are ready soon. Seems to be taking a while, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that's all there is to it. During these downtimes in between maps, it's up to us casters to give the insight to the viewers, and from there, it's the teams that take advantage of this time in order to come up with a game plan, in order to take a bit of a breather or just a break.
Yeah, absolutely. What I'm wondering here is we might see some experimental team comps being ran here. We heard before the match begun that some of the teams may try to run some experimental things. We'll see. Maybe we can see some sort of a bunker composition being ran with a Bastion here. There aren't going to be a lot of opportunities for that in the future with a Bastion rework coming up soon in Overwatch 2. So might be like a final send-off. You'll never know.
You never know. See, everyone's predicting this final send-off here. Last time for Goats and Pugs. Last time for Dive like this. Yada, 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 yada. You know what? It's not the last time. We're still playing Overwatch, folks. So,
of course,
take it as you will.
Yeah, well, we're probably not going to be seeing a lot more of double shield. I mean, obviously, in Overwatch 2. So it's going to be fun to see this. We're not going to be seeing any super high level play with that anymore before Overwatch League, and obviously that's going to be run on the beta. But now the match is starting. 5 seconds until we see the team comps being ran here.
I want to ask you a question. Would you go to this bar? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's Australia after the meltdown and the nuke. I gotta remember Lord, but would you go to that bar? That doesn't look like too bad of a bar. Sure, it's underground, but it looks okay.
I mean, it's, by Junkertown standards, I think it's fine. You never know.
Even?
I think if I lived here, I probably would, but I wouldn't go there by choice right now.
Oh, only decent place to get some grub, according to Roadhog.
Yeah. Okay, so we see. Okay, from Baset even we are seeing a double shield type of composition on the attack here with a Tracer being ran as well. And we do see the Widow here over the Ash Mercy combination.
Yeah, that's pretty as expected.
Yeah, Micro is there on the flank looking for some, maybe looking for some early picks or just to distract them. But oh, an early picks goes out. Oh yeah, the snipers are getting a lot of early picks here on Baset, like we were discussing in the pre-round. It's really gonna come down to the DPS here in the beginning, at least.
That it is. As we look here with the Widow, who am I? Well, you tell me. I'm not on first base. But nonetheless, they're set back. They can't make their push in because of the space being created out of spam. So they're probably going to just have the shield set up in order to take space over time. From there, they'll try to look for picks thanks to the DPS being snipers.
Yeah, Widow is looking for an early pick here on the Tracer, but Tracer seems to be clinching that lineup with a melee there on Who Am I? Yeah, Micro has been on the flanks here a little bit looking for these picks on the snipers who obviously don't have a lot of mobility, and the pick goes out on Kraith from Hoot. Oh yeah, Hoot is just getting 3 kills, that is, yeah.
Just phenomenal Risa gameplay. You know what? I know people say Risa's boring. I find it fun. You get to just dominate, run on in with little to no care in the world. You get to treat it like a Reinhardt. That's how I play it.
Oh, that's a great pick from Exclose on the Tracer.
Oh my goodness.
Amazing. The recall prediction and everything.
Wow, just from downtown, what a shot! Even Hoot able to take out Kraith. So they're going to be down 1 shield out of this double shield composition.
Yeah, Funny Project Academy are having some difficulties finding their holding here. Hoot, oh yeah, that damage combination that forces Funny Project Academy to go back, supercharging in combination with a, you know, a BAP ult can just be so dangerous. So they go back and hide, giving Baset even more space to work with. Hanzo goes out, but Miko finds a pick on Exclose.
That they do. With the Flux coming on out, they're looking to get some more picks, and they do just that. First one to follow is a Risa on the side of Funny Project, and with the Immortality down, that's going to be spelling damage for the side of Funny Project as 2 more of their defenders fall.
Yeah, we see Arc here taking some initiative, getting a pick on the enemy Sigma. Really good job we're seeing from him. And Funny Project are scrambling a bit here, trying to recover from this. They haven't been able to really defend at all on the second point yet, but you never know, they might turn around. They have a Tracer Pulse Bomb coming up as well.
Oh, they actually have the Pulse Bomb right here from the Sneaky! Ah, just missing the mark. The Immortality came out, so it probably did save them, yet they took advantage of that in order to flux it.
Yeah, we also saw the Sigma going out from Void, but wasn't able to find any value. Kraith gets a pick on Lil Bussy Man here. And, massive Tracer Pulse Bomb, sorry, from Micro. Getting three kills. Yeah, this domination from Baset just won't let up.
Oh my goodness. Oh, they're able to cap second point. Game plan time. Baset, you're going to have to take control of that high ground because that is the biggest utilization you could have here on the third point. Now don't count just high ground out because as we know, Who Am I? They like to lurk and they're doing just that through the tunnel. So they're probably going to be going after the cart while we see the double shield brawled out on the high ground as bongos come on out.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier with this might just come down to the DPS, and Micro finds a pick on Who Am I. Seems like the lurking didn't pan out for him.
No, not this time, unfortunately. And they decide to actually make their push in, but this might be a fatal mistake as the Flux comes on out in return. Not able to do any damage, but it was able to just
Arc finds the pick on... Wow. Yeah, Arc finds the early pick. And, yeah. Risa doesn't seem to be letting him escape though. Miku gets a pick on the enemy Hanzo, and it's sort of unclear how this point's gonna go, but Baset are recovering a bit here from those picks from Funny Project Academy. Void is taking some down. Oh, Void goes down. Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is Hanzo goes out, finds a pick on Miku, but Exclose does go down.
They do, and right now Baset, they're making their push though, and I'm gonna be honest, it was looking pretty clear as soon as they were giving up space that who's having control of this point. There was only one Sigma left getting Flux
And
and Pulsed. I don't think
yeah.
there's any hope left in the world for them to stall it out any longer as round one completes.
Yeah, we really did see some recovery here from Baset. I mean, they obviously were looking very strong in on the first map as well, but they here, like we were saying, it came down to the DPS. The DPS were just able to find these amazing picks on the enemies, and I think that was what decided this first half.
Yep, that it definitely did, but it was 2 minutes 45 seconds in average time. Not the
Yeah,
worst, not worst by any means. But you could argue it could have been better because what really was held up was that first point. And if we're going to see that continue, it might spell trouble for the side of Bastet if they're not able to make their defensive hold here.
yeah. The domination we saw from Micro and Exclose, if that continues, I don't think Fanny Project Academy are gonna be able to get very far. Who am I still on the Tracer? Bastet are prioritizing the Tracer over another sniper as well, so we're not gonna see the double sniper composition, but they still do run both of the shields just to defend the high ground from the snipers.
That they do. And you know what? With this map, you used to be able to sit above on the wall as a Widow. They removed that in a patch long, long ago. And as these rounds open on up, we're going to see if someone's going to get picked off first or if they're going to make a safe push onto the cart.
Yeah, both teams are just looking for a little bit of poke, what you see in these early rounds with double shield. But we have the ball here. Gonna be looking to coordinate a dive, and the damage goes out. Oh, and the slam goes down on Arc as well. He's taking some damage, and yeah, Kraith really does seem to have it out for him, but seems to retreat back to his team.
Unfortunately, what happened there is there was no follow-up off of the same, so they weren't able to secure the kill. Now, what we're seeing here is Void's able to get free reign onto the point. Despite losing Miku, they're still making the push here. It's all about pressure.
Oh, who might fall off the map, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate. We saw that yesterday as well. It really does happen to the best of us. But the fight seems to go to in Baset's favor again. But let's not discredit Funny Project Academy. They got the payload very far.
Oh, most definitely. They got around the corner. That's good. Now they got to get the picks and follow up. Looks like they were trying to do some extra damage in order to build that pulse bomb. They do that again, they're going to stick it for sure.
Absolutely, we saw the massive pulse bomb going off from Micro early on, so let's see. Hopes we see something like that.
Ooh.
Funny Project Academy are finding these early picks though, and gets the Baptiste low with the Sigma ult and pushes Bastet back. So it looks like this first point is going to go to Funny Project Academy.
Yep, thankfully they were able to make that space. Hold on a minute. Let's see this lurk. There's both DPS ults ready, but I'm curious how we gotta see this Tracer because she's gonna go right on in with the pulse. It doesn't find anyone, unfortunately. It was blocked thanks to the immortality field keeping their team alive.
Yeah, those sorts of pick can really be very destructive for the defense on this map, but it seems like they were able to place down the immortality field first. Micro is probably looking for a pulse bomb here. Maybe it's gonna probably go down on the payload. Stick to the Sen. Oh, and he finds a kill on Miku, dueling the other Tracer. Oh, G4 finds the pick on Micro though.
Yeah, G4. You gotta watch out for these Hanzos. Both of them are a menace. They're like Spider-Man. You gotta watch out for them.
Absolutely. We do see both Hanzo ults ready here. Both sides also have a tank ult at their disposal. But going by pure ult economy, I think Bastet has a bit of an advantage here.
That they do, but I don't think they're wise enough to realize they're being flanked right now. Minefield came on out, but we're seeing that as the dragons come on in, they're all grouped up, and they're going to be pushed onto.
Kraith goes down early as well, since he got a bit aggressive, but Who Am I also goes down from Micro. Oh! 2 picks go up, both from Miko and G4 on both of the DPS for Bastet, and somehow Funny Project Academy recover the fight.
Yeah, but there's a price to that. I wouldn't entirely call that recovery because they made the space. That's great. Now they got to get people on. They only just started to get someone on the payload, so that's time bought on the side of Baset in order to regroup and, as we see, push on through the Mega Room.
Yeah, absolutely. We're again just seeing these early pokes coming out, hoping to find a pick. Who am I? Seems to be low. Maybe this pick goes out on Miku. Oh, Miku finds the healing. G4 goes down early for Funny Project Academy, and Hoot is very low here. It seems. Oh yeah, Funny Project Academy are losing players left and right.
They are. Biggest thing here is getting picked off. You're separated yourself in this double shield comp. You can't be separated against them. As a dive comp, you're trying to separate them, but they're not. So that means you got to change up the script, as we're seeing them do right here. The Pulse came out, found the pick. Hoot was falling to Miku, and G4 able to find that Sigma.
Yeah, even due to this, even because of these, early picks from Baset, Funny Project Academy recover the point and bring it into the final part of the map here on Junkertown. It really is up in the air, but to win this map, they have to get the payload to the end in 35 seconds, or 25 seconds, sorry, and I don't think we're gonna see that.
Well,
But,
biggest thing about this is that you get it to the end. If you do not make it to the end of this point, there is no overtime. You're just done. And we move on to the next map. So they're trying to make sure they can at least cap at minimum.
oh, Orisa ult seems to go out, but maybe in a bit of a bad spot. Kratos takes it down early, but at a cost, he loses his life here. But Void finds 2 picks. Hoot does also find 2 picks to trade back here. Void has to drop down from the high ground and gets pulled back. Orisa's not letting him go. They're not letting him get to the health pack, and fortunately loses his life there. And Who Am I gets a pick on Hoot though. But it does seem like Baset recovered the defense at least partially here, but it's gonna be a while before they can set up successfully.
And it is. And in fact, actually, Hoot has opted to go for Ball. This is a bit odd. Don't get me wrong. Orisa's a little hard to set up on the third point, but they were doing phenomenally well that I believe this is going to be a miscalculation here.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Funny Project Academy seemed to get control of the high ground. Baset tried to recover it with a Hans ult, but only finds a pick on Phobos. Micro finds a pick on Miko as well. G4 finds a pick on Micro. Funny Project Academy seem to be up by 1, but the defenders obviously have a spawn advantage here.
They do. However, they're still pushing the cards. Although it's now just being contested, they were sitting quite well there for a moment. And we actually take a look here. Some way, somehow, the mines were eaten by the absorption of the Sigma.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that before.
I've seen many odd things. That's another odd one I've seen.
Huh, yeah. And it seems like Funny Project Academy can find these picks. Hanzo goes out on the point. And Hoot also goes down here, and there's just number 1 Bunkus holding onto the point by himself, and doesn't seem to be able to hold for long enough.
Well, that's just fine. If you're on the side of Baset, that's fine. You got 2 minutes, 45 seconds, make that 46 seconds to work with. And as for Funny Project, you got a minute. So you cannot get off that point by any means.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see any changes in the lineups of either teams here, if they're gonna stick with what they've been playing on early on in the fights.
Most
but we've obviously seen it. Yeah.
I'm saying that we are going to see some changes here, and we are seeing just that because now a BAP is being utilized on the side of Baset.
Exactly. Their Baset is on defense again. They just have to defend here for a minute. But yeah, a minute is a lot of time to work with. Obviously, it's really can go either way here. Do you have any predictions on how this second part of the match is gonna go?
Oh, most definitely. And I do also want to point out that This is not top tier gameplay, by no means. We're all here to have fun and compete. So what we're seeing out of these teams is their drive to enjoy the game for what it is, but also play it at a competitive level. So what they will do is once again try to separate, dive onto, and then get the picks from there. That is the goal of this composition here. Now, all they have to do is follow up on it. We did see the ball was in position here, so if they can roll through and single out that Sigma like they did earlier, and the Tracer follow them, they most likely will get the pick they're looking for.
Yeah, exactly. Funny Project Academy seemed to bring the payload at least a few meters here, 40 meters forward, but that doesn't really mean anything. The defense could recover any second here, but Micro also goes down early from a pick from G4. Yeah, the DPS have been very, very, very strong this on Junkertown here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that recovery call, and I'm going to be honest with you there, because we're seeing them get pushed back on in. We might see a bit of a saving grace out of this amplification matrix, but they have to find someone, and they're pushing past it. So first one down, make that the second one down.
They are finding
their
picks. Yeah, exactly, but mines seem to be charging up here. Could be used to win this point, but I don't think they're necessary, especially considering... Oh, but they do get used.
Oh, that... Most likely this is necessary because they are suffering badly from picks, so they have to put out anything they need to in order to win the fight.
Yeah, we can see this though in the ult economy. Funny Project Academy have had to use a lot of ults here early on already to try to hold on to this point, and the fight is still up in the air. We don't know how this is gonna go. Supercharger goes down but gets picked up by Crate. Micro are finding some picks. Ruark also finds a pick. Yeah.
This is it's not enough right now. Funny Project's in dire straits because they were not finding the picks they're looking for. Micro on the flank, when they least expected it, just popping shots into the heads and claiming names.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't see a lot of progress being made there. It's up to Baset to bring the payload just a couple of meters, not that far, to win this point here. Let's hope we can see them bring it forward, but they do have almost 3 minutes on the clock. I don't see Funny Project Academy being able to hold on to this, but it's possible. Everything's possible, you know.
Yes, en contraire, although we're not going to be seeing it here, I had a suggestion that they could run. It would be to play their brawl from Mecha Base right up against the door.
Yeah, that is absolutely possible, but we do also have the exit out of spawn on the well, that would be right side for Bastet. Could also be used to sort of flank the brawl, and they also have the high ground here. Could be interesting to see though, but it seems like we're running with a standard Sigma ball composition on defense.
Yep, they will be running just that, so I'm going to hope for them that they can find their picks right now, because this double shield is saying very strong, and as I say that, someone moves my head. Oh my goodness!
The revive goes out from number 1 Bungus though, but yeah, that pick from G4, yeah, that's amazing to see.
Always gotta watch out for snipers on this map. I tell people all the time, if you don't think you're gonna get shot, you're most likely gonna get shot.
Exactly. Yeah, the long sight lines really assist the snipers here. Won't be able to see these kinds of opportunities for snipers on many other maps. And Kraith is a bit overextended and does lose his life here. Orc finds the pick on him. Yeah, it's an all-out brawl here, and Miku also loses his life. Oh, they get up. Who am I finds a pick on number 1 Bungus.
Just that they're finding their picks. Actually, they're able to take out not just the Hanzo, but the Mercy as well, who's gone over to the Brig. So Bastet's forced to back off. There's a minute 30. They can do this. They can regroup and then push their way back on in.
I think maybe they were a bit overconfident here with the amount of time they had. They did seem to find some picks, but it wasn't enough to bring the point to the end. And the Baptiste ult goes out. Oh, both pulse bombs go out from either side, and both of them finds the picks.
However, I want to point out that Micro's finding an additional one onto Miku, so that means you're losing a healer who is very close to Transcendence and cannot use it here when you get fluxed.
Oh, and the supercharger goes down. Yeah, this additional damage here is probably gonna prove to be crucial. And Baset seemed to take Junkertown. The 1-1 score. You have any thoughts on this map?
On this map, it was more along the lines of the composition that we saw. Taking a look at Miku here, for the play of the game, his sharpshooting ability to just catch people off guard is what really made him shine.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was really able to find those picks. That's the strength we can see with Zenyatta. Even though he can provide the assistance to the team with his discords and his harmony orbs, he can still find a lot of DPS on the enemy.
That he can. Really, he's there if you're not going to be using Zen as his own little DPS extra player. Use him to be that extra person that will provide small heals and discord anything that's low, so that way they can chase it down and eliminate.
Absolutely, yeah. It was interesting to see the DPS here on this map. I think we really saw their potential being brought out. I mean, honestly, I think Baset's DPS, Micro, and Exclose were playing incredibly well today. It'll be interesting to see the stats here. Unfortunately, we don't have that available at this time, but yeah, they really overperformed this map compared to Busan, where we see it come down to the tanks mostly.
Well, more of that was taking advantage of your environment. A lot of things that compositions will not do is, if there's a tracer, they need to make sure they check their flank. Same thing goes with a Sombra. So that way they can make their push, and from there, cover themselves if they're going to have to worry about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I wonder which map we're gonna see next. I think that's gonna be a hybrid map, right? Which can be, I mean, really any team comps can be ran. King's Row, it seems like, going to be ran. I don't know if I'm supposed to spoil that quite yet, but we will see.
Fine. We get to look at it, so
exactly.
why not announce it?
King's Row now. Yesterday, and actually the day before, we saw some ball comps being ran on King's Row. It's gonna be interesting to see if we can see that again.
Really?
Yeah, we saw some ball poke actually, or you know what? I made a mistake. Yesterday we saw Brawl versus Brawl, I'm fairly sure, but on the show match here on Tuesday, we saw a ball comp versus ball comp where they just tried to find this early poke, and it proved to be very difficult for both sides to be on the attack there, where neither of the sides could get past the second point, just because of the overwhelming amount of angles that DPS just, pours in from, really. So it's going to be interesting to see how these high-level players take advantage of King's Row. If they're going to be playing ball or a more standard, brawl versus brawl.
I believe we're going to be seeing more of the brawl. You may see ball around first point, but it's a very smaller map, so his best utilization is going to be pushing through the team versus just sitting there.
Absolutely, yeah. Obviously, the brawl composition is it helps the teammates. I mean, especially the backline, like the supports who don't have that much mobility. It helps them gain some protection from the high amounts of damage that can get poured in from the enemy DPS. It's gonna be interesting to see what the teams run here. We haven't really seen any big patterns from either of the teams. They seem to be swapping team comps, and they are good at the team comps they run. No one-trick teams here.
Oh, I wouldn't call it a one-trick team. Rather, if it's a strategy that works, you just run with it.
Baset are running the ball here, though. Yeah, they're running the ball Sigma, but Funny Project Academy are running a more standard brawl.
Yep, and I think what we're going to be seeing here, actually, with the setup is that they ignore the ball unless they really need to take care of it, and from there they go after the rest of the team because the team is slow. In comparison, Funny Project Academy, they are fast, they are quick, and they're very witted on how they're going to play this.
Yeah, obviously the strength of Brawl comes from, you know, being able to brawl. That's why it's called the Brawl. So if the core has any weaknesses, that might be the end of Bastet here, but they seem to be taking the high ground to avoid getting picked off early by the Brawl. The Brawl retreats back. Who am I is looking for a pick here on the left from the Tracers flanking.
But with that, they're given. Neither is taking any space. They're both kind of playing this poke, and that's actually perfectly fine for Brawl on the defensive. If they're on the offensive, it has to be the opposite where they rush into them, as we're seeing them do right here. They're going after the Sigma, who's caught out of position, not able to be saved by his team, and he's the first to fall.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier with the kind of weakness in the core here when you don't have the main tank to help peel for the core as much as he's out trying to find picks on the Brawl. Hoot is looking for some damage here, but seems to be taking a lot of damage as well. Number one Bunkus also goes down.
Hey, I said it before and I'll say it again. I love me some good old Ryan gameplay, so if this keeps up, we're going to be definitely, hands down, seeing a full hold on first. However, if Exclose can build up their Bob, that will be an extra body on the point that the Brawl has to deal with as they push their way in.
Oh, the mines go down, trying to gain some space here, but Hoot goes down anyway. But let's not discredit Hoot. The mines made it so that the amplification matrix didn't find any real value, as Funny Project Academy had to retreat back. Postbomb goes out, but only finds value on Void there, who flies away from his team to avoid the squishes to be getting picked off. But Funny Project Academy are getting to the point.
Doing just that. What we're seeing right now is a lot of space being given up. They gotta get a body on point to stall this out, but they're not able to. As I say that, they actually do. They get Reinhardt there, and they're finding the picks thanks to the High Noon, along with the Fire Strike, taking out the Baptiste. That Mayald coming on in just to clean up shop, and it's only Sigma left on the point.
Yeah, we're really seeing the strength of Brawl here. The weakness of this ball comp is that they have to be so together to capture the point, right? And yeah, Hoot goes down after getting stalled for a while. But the strength from Baset is really being able to take a lot of off angles on the Brawl, but if they're all on one point, they can't really find those. And it's very easy for Funny Project Academy to recover it with only a few ults, really.
Yeah, we got about a minute left here on the clock, so Bob is ready. Gotta see if we're going to be seeing it sent out here to cap the point or the push into their backline. There's both uses of it.
Absolutely, we're seeing... Oh, maybe an early pick goes out on the... Oh yeah, Who Am I goes down, but so does Ruark, and Exclose also goes down on Baset's side here. No Bob just yet, it seems like.
Well, they didn't use it, unfortunately. I believe that was a very big misplay. The Pulse coming on out, not able to find a fatality, and unfortunately, they're down to mere 30 seconds, so I think they're digging themselves their own grave here.
Absolutely, we're seeing ults going out, like you were talking about. The Bob goes to the point, just an extra body on the point here. And Ruark does seem to go down from the bomb, but so does Void from the Bob being used.
Yeah, and Bob's actually not getting the value they were looking for. He's been frozen, he's been stunned. Everything you can name about CC is right there on him.
Yeah, that's the annoying part of playing against a Brawl, I suppose, but they're taking all of that out on the Bob. Who Am I is taking some damage here, but they don't seem to be able to get the pick on him. Shatter goes down, finds two people. Oh, yeah. I think that's gonna be deciding here. Who Am I finds two picks. But Kraith does go down. Who Am I finds a great pick on Lil Boozy Man.
Have to get that Sig! And barely able to do it in time. It's just Tracer on the point. Will this lone hero of a DPS be able to save it for them? And it seems like it is, because the Doomfist is able to make it back in time. Now you need your defenders to get back in order to make sure they can't claim this point.
Exactly. Oh, Micro goes down from the Fire Strike, but doesn't seem to be enough to get the point back. Lucio captures, and we get another 2.5 minutes at least.
At least. But let's be honest, that's 2.5 minutes on this very, very long quarter. You gotta escort this payload. That's not a lot of time to work with, and you're definitely going to be hurting for time because this brawl comp can come back faster than this poke comp can.
Absolutely, yeah. The brawl comp does seem, or the poke comp is taking some space here early on, just trying to deny the enemy brawl from getting to the point here. But they seem to be dropping, trying to recover the point, and an early pick goes out on Exclose.
Oh my goodness! As we're seeing right here, just classic paper book. Go back to the studies, folks, because it's classic brawl. They wall off a target and they single them out one by one, smacking them down.
Yeah, Baset, all of them really, yeah, Baset just go down. Yeah, that's like what I was discussing earlier, the weakness of having to stack on the point. Micro's maybe looking here for a pick with his pulse bomb. Her pulse bomb, I'm sorry.
Oh, you never know. They're doing the work. Oh, we might be seeing it just here. They just won't push in yet when we want to, will they?
Shatter coming Shatter goes down. Oh yeah, the Shatter finds 2 picks.
60 seconds.
That they do, and you know what? I think Micro's actually a bit in trouble. They're at half health, still sitting on their pulse bomb, not able to use it. I think they're trying to find the opportunity where they're all grouped up and Immortality's used, but their team, Baset's team's not able to do that for them there, and they just unfortunately waste it, as we saw.
Yeah, desperately trying to find a pick there with a pulse bomb, but can't quite find one. Doesn't find any value from it at all, really, and gets picked off here by Who Am I? Wow, that's really an extended stagger there on Micro. Very unfortunate to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to see here because Baset, we're now in Brawl. And in fact, they're using a sim. This is a little odd, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I'd expect a sim to be if they capture a point, but not to get to the payload.
Yeah, I mean, it gets you past the wall. That much is good. So it's caught them by surprise.
Yeah, teleporter goes down, and they just take them from multiple angles here. But Micro and Little Bussy Man both go down, and the Mayult comes down as well, finding picks on Exclose, Ruark, and the final picks come out here on Hoot and the #1 Bunkus also. Micro tries to contest the point for just a little while, but it isn't enough. We don't see the payload get very far. I think that's the weakness with this sort of ball poke composition. It just doesn't work out when you're stacking on a payload.
Well, I wouldn't say that. The mistake they made there was more that they stayed on the point. Because their composition is a poke, you have to make sure you constantly take space. And you put your ball, your tracer, even your Cassidy at different angles in order to catch the brawl by surprise.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, they really didn't utilize those. You know, just the strength of this ball comp. I mean, obviously we have seen it ran earlier in this tournament, but it was kind of the same situation there where it couldn't get past, couldn't get to the last part. But we're seeing a more standard brawl versus brawl here. Yeah, an exact mirror even. It's gonna be interesting to see how this turns out. Are you favoring either team here in this brawl v brawl?
I am actually, hands down, without a doubt, I'm actually going to be favoring Project Academy. I would bet my money on it. I'm sorry to say that to you, Baset. I truly am. It hurts from the bottom of my heart, but what we were seeing from Mechabase and just from that last performance, they are used to this. This is their bread and butter, and they are very comfortable with it. As for Baset, you guys look a bit awkward, so I believe it's all about the follow-up. If you can learn the follow-up on your plays, I will change my tune for sure.
Absolutely. Funny Project Academy are just pressing W as you're supposed to here. Oh, they get the early wall, and the early picks goes out on Hoot, and Exclose also goes down along with it. Void gets demeched. And Micro also goes down. Wow, yeah, it's exactly like you were talking about. Funny Project Academy is just favored here. They just couldn't. They were too aggressive, or they were very aggressive. Well,
they
yeah.
took the initiative that Baset needed to do. And as such, because they did not take the initiative, they were not able to capitalize off the utilization of Maywalls. They could here, but that's dependent on how they play around this card, because these attackers here, Funny Project, could use the card as a spearhead to break the Mei wall and be able to make it back and forth through without any worries.
Absolutely. We see here Kratos looking for some just ult charge from his fire strikes here. None of the teams have really any ults except for Miko, of course, who uses his amplification matrix early on here. Who am I also charges his high noon and finds a pick on a micro. Phobos goes down though, but Ruark gets demeched and gets picked off in the pilot form as well. And like you were saying here, the spearhead. Oh! Massive shatter goes down. Pushes, it pushes Funny Project Academy back.
Oh my goodness. I didn't believe it, but Crate also used their shatter. I think that was a misplay there because there was an opportunity to use shatter and it got cancelled by Hoot, who was able to land theirs first as soon as the wall dropped.
Yeah, I really didn't expect that. They just completely turned that around and Funny Project Academy had to retreat.
Yeah, and here's this initiative we're seeing. However, unfortunately, Explosive is the first to fall, so they do not have a Mei ult to work with. Beat coming on out to keep Baset alive, but I don't think it's going to be enough because their goal, just push the point. That is all you need to do. And they still have Bomb, Beat Drop, High Noon, and they're using them.
Yeah, both Diva Bombs go out. Bastet can't find any value with theirs, so on the map goes to Funny Project Academy. Funny Project Academy are now up 2-1 in this tournament here, so the next map is going to be decisive. If they can win.
Match point decider for sure. As we take a look here at Explodes, able to get their picks thanks to a shutdown play. Let's see, what exactly was the shutdown?
Was it the Lucio ult maybe? I think the Lucio ult went down and he got killed in the air, unfortunately.
Yep. But for now, folks, don't go anywhere quite yet. We're going to take a slight break. Be back real soon.
All right, and we're back.
Hello, everyone. How you doing?
We had to take a quick break there. Gonna go be back here with Anubis, I think.
That we are. And you know what? I believe this was a map picked by none other than Baset because they know they're strong on dive. So they're going to try to take full advantage of that out of these 2 CP maps to choose from. Oh. What do you think we'll be seeing from them on this type of map?
Um, it really varies. We could see double bubble versus double bubble type composition uh, on this, or we could be seeing double shield. It really is up in the air. Defenders could be running double bubble or double shield, but yeah.
Yeah, they could. If Bastet wins this, we do go back over to the King of the Hill, better known as Control. And you know what? I think if they really want to shut him down when Funny Project Academy is on the defensive, we may see a second point brawl instead.
Absolutely. Yeah, we could. Yeah, absolutely. On second point, we do see a bit of brawl sometimes. It really is. They could be sticking to their original team compositions. We don't know what that is yet. It could be double bubble. But I mean, we could see brawl. We'll have to see how the match goes, of course.
Of course. And you know what? If we're going to be seeing the double shield, I would like to see the Torb because Torb is very well abused on Temple of Anubis. Just turret placement alone is crucial when you go on the offensive. Am I wrong in thinking so?
Oh no, yeah, Torb has been seen here before. I'm not 100% sure on that. I haven't looked that much. Not super invested in the meta sort of compositions here, but it's possible. But Torb has been, I mean, stronger recently. I mean, since his rework basically.
No, most definitely. I mean, the being able to throw that turret up onto the high ground, especially right above that mini room, is what catches a lot of snipers, flyers, you name it. As soon as they go on, diving onto that plateau, it's gonna spell extra trouble for them, being that damage they have to deal with.
Yeah, it's gonna give a lot more damage. It is. You could swap the Tor belt for another sniper, though. That's also common. But it really is up in the air what the teams are going to be deciding here. And we're in the map here at 10 seconds until we see the team compositions.
Yeah, but as we're seeing it here, we take a nice stroll through one of the ancient relics of the past in this futuristic setting of a world. And we're going to be seeing dive on both sides.
Dive versus dive, alright. Yeah.
Yeah, this dive here, man. I'm telling ya, it's going to be utilized best by taking advantage of the high ground. You'll see most of them set up maybe on the plateau, but from there they're going to be trying to take angles either below or above, because that's how they're going to be best able to drop down onto their opponents.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see the dive on defense here. Personally, it is I have seen the more double bubble way where you run a Zarya instead of the D.Va on defense, but we'll see what happens. They are obviously running the Mercies to support the Echoes.
Yep, and as we're seeing, they're going right on in with the stickies and going to be following up with the beam as soon as someone hits that half health, because the critical damage that can be dealt thanks to Echo's ability is just too powerful. Seeing here, they're just trying to poke it out. They're probably, what most likely is happening is they're trying to build up Nano, and from there we'll see a huge push in.
Yeah, they're just poking a bit back and forth here, trying to look for these early picks, but none of the teams have been able to find any picks just yet. They're just charging their ults. Luciman has already charged his Nano.
And he's going on.
The Nano goes out on the Diva. Oh, I think
But
that was a
they're finding
misclick
picks.
supposed to go to the Winston, but can still find some picks here. Both of the supports go down for Baset though, but I think Funny Project Academy might lose his first point, but let's not. Yeah, maybe they don't. Let's not make any predictions just yet. Tracer goes down as well. That's a great pick from Exclose.
It is. In fact, the Nano's been activated onto Crave. I believe they're trying to get some extra defensive value out of this, but they were not able to find anyone. And as such, they fall to the Diva. Even G4 here is struggling to stay alive in this 1v1 battle. Barely getting out by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, but I hope we see some more aggression here in the next one. Obviously, we saw they actually started committing ultimates, but there was a lot of poke going out in the before the fights. Obviously, very necessary to charge ult, but going into this next fight, we can see that Bastet they have the Tracer Pulse Bomb and Diva Bomb ready to go in, but Phobos gets picked up, but so does Exclose.
That they are. They traded back and forth 1 for 1, and Who Am I is very low to death. Miku following the Hoots Primal, and the self-destruct sequence coming on out, finding the on the side of Bastet. They're going to have to get some more trading picks here if they're going to be able to cap.
Yeah, Funny Project Academy seem to be holding on to this point pretty well. They lost some players initially, but are actually maybe the Bastet can find some picks also, but they do seem to be retreating. 2 people just isn't enough to capture this point, of course.
Actually not. But as we do see here, we have alt economy from either side. We got the Primal as well as the Rally online ready for Funny Project. In comparison, Bastet has 3 available. They have the Copy, they have the Bomb, they have the Nano. So we're probably going to be seeing an alt fest coming up here in this fight. Make their push here.
A lot of damage going out from Exclose here, using all of his abilities. Oh, and Ruark eats the Pulse Bomb. Phobos finds a pick on Hoot though. And Lil Busy Man goes down as well. And both of the supports are dead. I think that's the end of Bastet's push here.
That it is. Best thing for them to do right now is either die or get out. Because in order to make a proper push, you gotta be regrouped. Especially in a dive composition.
Exactly. Yeah, Funny Project Economy also have a slight disadvantage here in terms of ults. It's yeah, Micro is maybe looking for a pulse bomb here for an early pick. Funny Project Academy are focusing all of their defenses forwards, but oh, he finds a pick on Phobos. Oh, and
First
the
one down,
Diva
but the
Bomb goes
trade
in.
back!
Oof.
They're even back to
G4
back.
finds 2 people and another Diva Bomb goes out. That's 3 Diva Bombs we see in a very, very short time period. They find so many picks from those. It's so hard to take cover on this map, especially when you're committing to the point.
Yeah, I would want to point out something. That was 5 Diva Bomb kills in the kill feed there. That is like non-existent. Wow. Oh, goodness. What a play from either side. And what's really commendable is despite all of that, Funny Project is still holding this point with only having given up a tick and then some.
They do also have a bit of a... Oh, the Nano goes out on the Monkey, trying to find some picks on the Squishies. G4 finds a pick on Exclose. Micro regains that pick on Phobos. Phobos just has been getting picked off a lot by the Tracers here. And Kraith tries to find some damage with his ult, but can't really get any and has to get back out.
Yep, they do just have to back it out here, but oh, look out for Micro. They're able to build up their pulse. We're most likely going to see it in here. There's no immortality, so they can take full advantage of that as they go in with the Nano. However, G4 is able to find Exclose first, and Micro, sitting at a mere sliver of health, isn't able to get out. Gets caught in the head.
Yeah, gets caught by the Winston there. Just I think accidental kill on him.
I wouldn't say accidental.
Oh,
It
well.
was merely just able to catch him out into the open. They tried to escape and just was unfortunately not able to.
But this man also goes down. G4 in the baby diva form.
Yep. You know what? I was so close to seeing that remake kill. I was hoping for it, but didn't come to be, unfortunately. There's only a minute left on the clock. Two ultimates in the bank. They're both DPS for the side of Baset. As for Funny Project, they have both supports and the Diva Bomb. So it's going to be who's going to take the initiative here. And we see Funny Project doing it first. They go on in with the Nano, and they're trying to get some follow with the Beam. Does find the pick, but Ana and the Winston able to trade them back. Bomb coming on in, finds no one as Tracer is able to get the Winston. And there's only 3 attackers left on the side of Baset, trying to fight desperately. Copy gets canceled out, and the bomb finds no one. Kraith, who am I? They both find in the values against Baset, and there's only 10 seconds left. They need to make this push.
Let's see if they can actually make this push with only 5 seconds on the clock. Maybe they can't even touch the point. Micro is looking for a touch, but can't quite find it. That means the Funny Project Academy only has to get it to the first point on their attack here.
Truly unfortunate, because we saw them desperately trying to make it there, yet they ran out of blinks, so they couldn't make the distance. Sides have swapped, so more than likely we're going to see the same composition being run. However, again, I'm making a bet. Do you want to join in with me on this bet?
Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to let you decide whose team you're going to bet on first.
I definitely have to go for Funny Project Academy here. Partly because they have been looking very, very strong on their attacks. Look at the previous map when they ran Brawl and just kind of steamrolled Bastet, but they have been looking very strong, and this is the crucial map for them to win this matchup. So I definitely think we're going to be seeing a lot more being invested in this specific point. If they can just take the first point and a little bit on the second, that's going to be the match tonight.
Well, that's if Funny Project can secure it. And you know what? I was in favor of Funny Project until I saw Exclose and Hoot pulling out the Orisa and Torb. I am changing my tune, sir. I think Bastet has a shot here on this point.
Maybe, yeah, the Torb is gonna be strong against if they attack too heavily Funny Project Academy, but I think they can find the picks necessary to take this first point here, but we'll just have to see. Both sides are just poking a bit.
Yeah, so what's happening here right now is that Project Academy is trying to help Miku build up their Nano as fast as possible. And then they're going to utilize Winston to jump on in with said Nano to find the picks. In response, all that Baset has to do is zone them a bit, and when the Winston jumps alone or is with the Diva, they separate the Winston out with the Orisa pull, and they're going right on in with just that. The Nano coming on out. However, it seems they're running away. They do not take down the Ana.
Miku finds a kill on Micro there, even after the flash right click goes out, the deadly combination. Funny Project Academy are on the point though. Baset have to defend this at some point.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't be too worried, because we're seeing Exclose Turret doing the work, finding the first pick on Miku. They're going to now slowly make their way towards the point, and only one has fallen. Let me make that clear. Only the Cassidy fell in that initial fight. Everyone else was still alive throughout the entire engagement, and the Torvald finds the rest of the people on point.
Yeah, the Torb has a lot of strength here, just like you were saying. You called it earlier with strength coming from the Torbjorn, especially on this map when the turret can sort of be passive until Funny or the attackers overextend. And we see a lot of ults here coming into the next fight. 3 ults on both sides, and Ruark is also coming up on his Diva Bomb.
So we may see a shot at this Diva Bomb here. If it's able to go in, it's going to find picks. And
Nano goes out on the monkey, and Supercharger goes down but gets killed almost immediately. Baset are finding a lot of picks. The investments of ults from Funny Project Academy hasn't quite panned out this fight.
Oh, it has not. See, it was a good attempt. I'll make sure that it was a good attempt they made. However, I think they could have utilized the double Diva Bomb there, as they did earlier, on their own defensive.
Micro finds a pick on Who Am I, trying to go for that flank. Can't quite find it though. That's gonna make Funny Project Academy have to wait even more to press their attack.
They are, and we're probably going to see them try to build up Nano again. It is 60 seconds, but you cannot be rushing this. Yet they want to go right on in. Both tank ults get popped, the immortality taken out as well as the turret. Yet Winston is the first to fall, gets traded back with G4 Void, and Who Am I finding the picks? Void with the triple kill.
Yeah, Void really just overperformed here. That seems to be the first point going to Funny Project Academy. No hope in defending, and now from Baset, they just have to set up their defenses on the second point. I wonder if we'll see any swaps going out here, but they seem to be sticking with what they've got.
Oh, it's 3 minutes 20 seconds to work with for these attackers here on the side of Funny Project. As for Baset, not the worst thing in the world, but I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're in dire straits to hold this one tick and then some for a point. So if they are careless with this, it will fight them in the rear. Turret going down first. The Nano Winston finding much value, able to get their own primal built up once again, and they are zoning the point back. They're saying, Baset, this is ours. Good night. We're taking Anubis.
Yeah, there goes the match to Funny Project Academy. That's it. We really saw them play incredibly well throughout this entire match, but Baset also held their own just until the end here. I think the pressure may have gotten to them. Oh, look at that pulse bomb.
Beautiful. It did enough damage to make everyone else a nice fine mist to clean on up.
I'm surprised the player of the game didn't go to Void there with a triple kill.
I am too. I'm a little saddened by that.
Yeah, I wanted to see that.
Well, as it is, that's going to be it from us here tonight, folks. My name's Saminami. I've been pleasantly enjoying your time here, Arvid.
Yeah, it's been fun casting with you as well. Thank you everybody for coming out tonight. I don't know quite how many we had, but it's been great casting. It's been great watching this match, and you know, both of the teams played really, really well. I think we saw, in my opinion, the most exciting map must have been Junkertown, when the DPS really they found their strength there. The long sight lines helped the match go to Baset.
Well, you think that? I liked my Kingsbro. I felt that was a dominating performance and loved every little bit of it. But like I said, that's going to be it here from us, folks. Please sure to be safe, drink your water, and have a good night.
Bye.